Hey everybody, this is Chuck Marohn with Strong Towns. I got a question the other day in a video about a comment I made, and I want to elaborate on it. I made this point here while I was in Massachusetts regarding surface parking lots. If this city were like privately owned, right? Like if this were Vail and the ski company owned all this, they would absolutely be taking this parking lot and making it into something awesome. Think the same way. Right? There's no way why we can't take this underutilized asset, put it to work for the public, increase your tax base without increasing your net overall infrastructure costs, cash out that asset, and work with someone to get something in a spot that you want. So some of you thought, oh, Chuck is saying we should privatize our cities. Come on, get serious. Like, I've never suggested anything like that. In fact, the exact opposite. We've asked cities to do more. We've asked cities to step up. We've said local governments are really, really super important. So what did I mean by, if this was Vail, this wouldn't be this way? What I meant is that Vail is being developed by a company called Vail Industries. Yes, it's a city and it has a local government, but the town itself is essentially like a resort town. It's being built out by a company. And because it's being built out by a company, they actually have serious accounting. They actually know what the value of their land is worth. They actually have active strategy of improving the value of the land, getting a high return on their investments. And because of that, you see the development pattern in Vail, or really in any city in this way, you see the development pattern being very different. In fact, I'll make this point, which I think is more universal than my throwaway comment on Vail. If you went back to early American cities, or really any city around the world prior to the suburban experiment, what you're going to see is that none of them would allow that kind of gap in their streetscape. None of them would have had massive areas of unused space with expensive public utilities to them, with sewer, water, roadway, right next to shops, right next to important things. None of them would have had that kind of area and not had something built on it. Why? Because they didn't have any money. And if you don't have any money, you can't have the, in a sense, excessive waste, the opulence, the unperforming asset of having an empty surface parking lot. Back in medieval times, kings used to have these huge lawns, and a huge lawn was a way to demonstrate, in a sense, your wealth. It was a way to show off your opulence. Look, I have so much wealth that I can grow weeds here and mow them just for decorative look. I don't have to use this to grow food. I don't have to use this to feed my family, my neighborhood, the people around me. I can waste this land because I am so rich. Every time you drive by a surface parking lot, you should think the same thing. This is us, Americans, looking at the world, looking at ourselves, looking at everybody, saying, we are so rich. We are so opulent. We have so much money that we don't have to have a building here. We don't have to have a house. We don't have to have a business. We don't have to have anything. We can run millions of dollars of utilities out to this. We can do all this stuff to make this land valuable, and we can just let it sit and go to waste. That's how rich we think we are. Here's the thing, we're not that rich. We're not that rich. And so my comment about Vail is really a comment to say, if we were more prudent with our money, if we understood what we were doing, if we didn't think of ourselves as opulent and rich, but actually poor and frugal and scrappy, we would have something filled in at every gap, in every downtown, in every neighborhood. Because that's what prudent people do.